October 2nd, Monday, October 2nd to order. All the recording devices are going. Selectman Marcus has been delayed for a few minutes, but has told us to go ahead and he'll join us in a few minutes. Especially today where we all stand and honor America by pledging the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, this is more like October weather, isn't it? Why don't we begin with public input?
I have just a couple of things. One having to do with the flag and the pledge, especially as you said today, talking about Las Vegas, it's a nice thing. I was wondering if we could move the flag to maybe to Chip's right or between you and Bill, just because for those of us who sit here, when we stand and face the flag, the bathroom is right behind it, and it's a little odd, or I find it a little odd personally, and I think it would be nicer if we could all face another direction. So it's something maybe you could think about.
Sure.
And then second, I wanted to ask you a question and preface it by reading a quote from the notice of decision in Town of Tuftonboro versus Max Ledoux and Robert McWhorter. And that quote is, "Other than the time of one or more employees to view and scrub each file, however, there is no cost to produce the records electronically, and the town has stated it does not seek the per-page charge on the basis of employee time. Because the town provided no evidence of actual costs incurred in preparing these documents, other than employee time, which the town does not seek to recover, the court finds no actual cost to be recovered from the defendants." So my question is, do you accept the ruling of the court that there is no cost to the town?
We didn't appeal it, did we? So we have accepted it.
Yeah, that's through your actions. That's my sense. The reason I'm asking is that your attorney, Richard Sager, is insisting in public on Facebook that in fact there is a considerable expense to the town, and he is trying in public to blame Bob and me for the $20,000 that Bill and Lloyd, and partially Chip, you weren't responsible for filing the lawsuit, but you were on the board for the end of it. And Sager has said that the court determined, this is, I'm quoting him in public on Facebook, on the Tuftonboro Facebook group. He wrote, "The court determined there is no cost to providing the requested emails, but you were taking that out of context. She wasn't talking about the overall cost like to the town. The judge was saying there is no cost to providing the actual emails to the requesters, like you and Bob." That's false. The reason that you can't charge us a fee is that there's no actual cost to the town. So could you tell your attorney to stop putting out false information?
I'm not going to get involved in Facebook or any of that other nonsense.
No, I'm not asking you to get involved in Facebook.
Excuse me, can we have one person speak at a
clarify one
time?
thing.
Go ahead, sir.
There's no cost to you.
There's no cost to the town.
I'm going to finish. There's no cost to you. That was the court ruling.
That was not the cost.
There is an expense in doing it.
No, there isn't.
Well, then everyone is working for free here?
No, we already pay Karen and Diane and everybody else.
Okay. We still have expenses. So if Karen's doing your work, for instance, or working on the emails that you requested, she's not doing other work. So there's expense involved in everything we do. There's no cost to it, to you. I think that was what the ruling said.
No, the ruling literally said there is no actual cost to the town, and I asked you if you accepted that, and you said yes.
You asked if we accepted the court ruling. And we didn't appeal the court ruling. So we accepted it, obviously, if we didn't appeal it. So however the court ruled is how we're acting. So whether or not you feel there's an expense or there is no expense is really immaterial.
It is immaterial.
How is it material?
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's immaterial what I think.
Right.
The court ruled there is no actual cost to the town. Do you accept that or not?
I accept the court ruling.
That there is no actual cost to the town?
There is no cost that can be transferred to you as a cost additional to the operation of government. That's what the judge was saying. There's no additional cost.
No actual cost.
No additional
No
cost.
actual cost.
Well, actual, additional, parse some words. There is a cost.
It's not parsing words, it's directly quoting the court.
Is there no cost to doing anything?
We already pay the staff.
Okay, but you've asked for other things as well, which required the use of our attorney. That is an expense.
You have decided to use the attorney. That is your decision. I am not responsible for that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely right. You're not responsible for it. You have no cost responsibility.
Chip, respectfully, I don't know why I'm arguing with you because you weren't responsible for filing this lawsuit.
Well, I don't know why we're arguing either. Because the bottom line is that there are always expenses involved in doing any action.
Of course, and that's why we have paid staff on salary with benefits.
And those actions and those expenses are assumed by the town government. So whether
as
or
a
not
matter
Karen's
of
doing-
normal business.
as a matter of normal business.
Yes.
Right. But if we were to multiply your request by 3 or 4,
Which you have.
we could have additional expense in the form of having to hire additional staff. It wouldn't cost you anything, so that cost can't be shifted to you, because we haven't established that there's a cost that you should share.
No, you tried to by suing me. Not you, again, because you weren't on the board. Lloyd and Bill tried to shift the cost to me, even though there is no actual cost to the town. That's what the court ruled. They tried to charge me.
No, I know the basis of the lawsuit, which I was not in agreement with, but
Okay,
all
that's
that
good to know.
said, all that said, I think what the judge was saying was there's no cost that the town can establish that should be charged for their service to provide you with what you asked for.
What the court found was that there is no cost to the town.
We can go on and on.
We could go on and on.
Well, we didn't provide any substantive evidence that there was cost, so shame on us.
Well, shame on your attorney for not being able to do that in
And
court.
shame on our attorney for engaging in these social media.
Are you aware that he also called Bob McWhorter a little puppy dog? Bob, this is again quoting Sager from Facebook, Bob tags along behind Max like a little puppy dog, impugning my character by suggesting I would ever consider hiding secret information. Get a life. Do you condone Sager insulting people that you have sued? Do you think that's
a
appropriate?
loaded question. I've stopped beating my wife. The
I'm not saying you're responsible for him acting unprofessionally. I'm wondering if you
I
approve of.
think that in the case of any of the social media that's currently going on in the world today, I'm not in favor of any of it on a political level. Any of it. Whether it's our attorney or the President of the United States. And you can put that on Facebook if you want. From my perspective, all situations of disagreement and all situations of controversy or argument should be handled just like we're doing it.
And I've told you directly before that I appreciate that you and I can talk.
Thanks. We have no control over his free speech, though, and he'll do whatever he wants.
I want to be sensitive here. I'm saying this with a smile. We've gone over the 10-minute public time period. Can we follow up on this later in the meeting when we meet with these other people?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to be reasonable here and move things along, if we're all in agreement.
Yeah, I'm not going to be married to time limits, but for the sake of comedy, I'll certainly.
I'm thinking of everybody. I'm trying to treat everybody the same.
Fine.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate everyone's assistance. Let's start with the library. Good morning. How are you?
Technician.
An artist.
And artist.
Oh, sure.
Jeez.
It's an art as well as a science. I don't have statistics this morning because we haven't run them yet for September, and we don't get full database statistics until the 5th of the month, so I will email those to Karen as soon as we have them put together. I can report that the Friends had a capacity crowd at their annual meeting in September. It was a good program and a really delicious lunch. They are planning for this month another book and author event on the 28th of October. Roxy Zwicker, who has written a book called Haunted New England, is coming to talk about Haunted New Hampshire just in time for Halloween. So that's their event for October. And in November, they're planning a benefit concert with local musicians at the Tadaro Center, and we'll have more information about that coming up. The septic tank was pumped on the 12th, and Nathan is figuring on probably once a month. They're going to keep an eye on it and let us know what's happening. We had planned to stay open on November 11th, which is a day that's usually a holiday for the library, and we were going to take part in the holiday weekend festival. But two of the people who were going to be heavily involved both have unexpected surgeries coming up, and
That puts a damper on things.
well, it does, and we also decided that given the septic situation, it might be better just to withdraw this year, because the library is always a very popular pit stop on that weekend, and we just can't handle the extra traffic at this point. So we will be closed on the 11th of November. I know that Jack has been working on getting a new septic system design and cost estimate for the warrant. And I have been in touch with the SMP architects to have them send him the most up-to-date plans that they have, showing a little more detail on where the proposed line would run. He has all of that information. I am pleased to report that the heat pipe has finally been replaced with new PEX pipe, and the moisture barrier is back in, and the valves on the boiler have been repaired. Our oil tank is full. We have not turned the heat on yet. So the piece of that remains to be done is the ceiling tiles, but that's it. The rest of it, the most important part, is fixed. And I think that's everything, unless you guys have some questions.
How's your budget coming?
I submitted it on Friday.
Okay.
It's in the folder. Yeah, in the correspondence folder.
The trustees had to postpone their meeting from Thursday to Friday, so it didn't get approved until Friday, but it's there.
Great.
I have no questions.
We're good.
Okay,
I'll let you push back to your building.
thank you.
Turn the heat on.
Thank you. Next is Building Union Wharf Reconstruction. Who's our point now? Jack?
You have to see in there?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I have your application permits here.
On the building side, we have 82 building permits, 19 new houses. I've done 344 inspections. On the library, I went out there last, I think it was Tuesday or Monday, with Shane Folsom, and we looked at what the site would be for the new septic based on the plans I have from the architect, and he figures it'll be about $2,000 for the plan. He's gonna send something this week for the quote for do the design, and I'll have that done this fall.
And do we have to re-perk that and all that?
It'll be a perk test, yes, in a different location, so the price for the plan, perk test, and the state submittal is like $19.50, so I just figured $2,000 thereabouts. And then we'll get that, we'll have a plan, and then we can get a price on the system, so
Right.
I'm not gonna really know, maybe for budget season, how much it's going to cost, because we have to get the price from somebody. And then when it gets done, we'll have to bid, but we should be able to get a ballpark from somebody. And then just through CIP, I went for their last meeting and on the front entrance and my vehicle and all that, and I actually got a new price on the front entrance operator, which was about $1,000 less than the original quote I got for an operator for the front door, so that was good.
So that was how much then? Just to refresh.
I think it was 22 I had before, so it'll be like 21. And then on Union Wharf, I don't know if you have the list of questions that was sent from the
Yeah.
engineer.
Yes.
And I've been looking into it. I mean, we had a permit for the boat ramp part of that back 2001, 2004. We did get permission from, I think it was Attorney General's office. I don't know if you have it in front of you, but just regarding question 3, grant and right exists for this structure. So I assume we got permit before, so it should be all set. I mean,
There was some paving done there a couple of years ago.
yeah, there was paving done, that's out of the water, but, and then there's just a whole bunch of questions about how you want it built. I don't know if you want me just to answer them, or that's the issue. I mean, he wants to know if you want piles on the outside like it is now, or different
Right.
type. I mean, there's a
So we have to
whole,
get a dredge and fill with the,
yeah, but this is to get that permit. They just
Yeah.
have to know what they want to do on the design to get the dredge and fill. If you
Right.
want design the exact same way it is now, or, you know, smooth sides. I mean, the pilings on the sides are, it makes it strong, but the only problem is when you have all that ice that comes in across the fetch, it grabs the pilings, and that's why some on the right-hand side are
yeah.
out or leaning over. It's the ice grabs them. And you can't bubble the whole thing all the way around. You just kind of take care of the end where the pilings are. And it's just a bunch of questions about how you want it built. If you want to do it in phases.
And this is just a concerned citizen, or is
No, this is the engineer and needs to have these questions answered so they can give you a design of what you want.
Okay.
Well, let's eat away on these things when he comes up with there are some things that are just the law of physics, right? You know, if something's broken.
Well, I think what is it that we want to end up with? Do we want to end up with a new same thing, or do we want
Right.
to end up with?
I mean, it's dirt in the beginning. There's a concrete section, which obviously is dirt underneath it, and then there's a wood section at the end with the pilings.
Right.
So obviously you want to leave the wood at the end, I would assume, and you want the whole, or you want the whole thing dirt, or, I don't know. It's, you know, that's what they need before they can do a plan. They have to,
So we need to come up with, what are our continuing uses gonna be? It's just gonna be the fire boat and the police boat and transient traffic, then the same all over again probably be fine.
It's just on the right-hand side, it's very shallow, so it doesn't get the use it could be, so that should be dredged when it's done.
Not that I want another meeting, but does it make sense for this gentleman to get as much information as he can? And if we need to sit down at a work session like on a Friday and just focus in on that, that it does involve a couple of other departments.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to sit down probably and have a chat about
What you want the end result,
yeah, what we
how you want it to look,
yeah.
that's what they're pretty much asking.
Right, so, Bill's not here, so it's difficult to schedule anything, but we can,
We'll put that on the schedule.
yeah.
It's not something that's gotta be done by January 1st or anything like that.
Well, it's to get the permit.
Yeah, and
It's
if
the
we wanted
money
to
that
do-
was, that money that from the state, I guess, that's what's gonna be used for the permitting and all that, I believe, correct? That grant we got. It's 70,000.
I don't know, so is that docks and bridges?
Yeah,
as
it works
well
with
as
docks and
on-
bridges, yes, yeah, that's
Okay.
why they want to use it. But in order for them to get the plans, they need these questions
All
answered.
right, and that's non-lapse, and we just have to.
Correct.
What we're gonna do with it. Okay. So we should probably ask for some public input on it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, although the public doesn't use it as much as they.
They could, if they could use the whole right side, but you can't use it because there's no
Right.
water on the right side, so.
And,
You know, I went back and reviewed a couple notes that I had in years past. Someone said we ought to dredge out all the way around and make more boat parking and whatnot, that's been talked about. One person thought it would be great for the fireboat to be put over there, but hey, wait a minute, when I listen to, and the fire chief can talk about this, the boat is right now where it's protected, instead of the wind
Correct.
pushing it into the dock and damaging the boat. You know, they have a nice system where they have, so there's a lot of moving parts there.
yeah, we'd have to do a survey anyway, because I think.
And they're gonna need a
Sam's-
spot to access it, and obviously to access the water.
Right.
If they tear the dock out, there's no spot there, so they might have to do on the other side out by the beach or something, just to
Oh, as we work on that.
correct.
Right.
Site access, egress for materials and all that, so it could be the beach area, or you might be able to get permission for a neighborhood, who knows?
Right.
Anything else on that?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you have any input on when the two buildings should be cleaned?
I've called them, and they haven't called me back. I called last week to see when they were gonna do this building and the building up on the hill.
Anything we can do to help? Again, thank you, you're very vigilant that way.
Usually make another phone call.
Yep. Anything else for the board?
I don't.
Chip, you have anything else for him?
I'm fine.
I just noticed on the minutes you talked about bushes, that must be the parking lot end.
Here, no, I think it's right on the.
Yes.
Yeah, the parking lot
Yes.
is, yeah, the
He-
south end of the building.
And Corey is coming with a proposal.
Okay. That's all.
Okay.
I don't do plants, so.
Okay.
All right.
Again, thank you.
Yep.
We're only 5 minutes behind fire department and hazardous mitigation. Hi, chief, how you doing?
The information
Big
that
picture
go
in the
over with him
paper.
is in the appointment folder.
Chief,
Right here.
great
Yeah.
picture in the paper. I like your uniform, yeah. You could always,
You and your guys look sharp.
yeah, you look like
trying
you're
not to-
going to sea.
wear the stuff very often, so. Currently, we've had 164 fire calls, 228 EMS calls, 37 service calls, 21 special details, totaling for 450 calls for the year. Gas furnace inspections 18, oil burner inspections 7, wood and pellet stove 5, life safety 12, or 42. The town's reimbursement paperwork for category B, emergency protective procedures, made it through the FEMA's first reviews. It has been approved by New Hampshire HSEM. It is now going back to FEMA for the final review. Money, Captain Pike's overtime for 13.5 hours, totaling $695.37, along with the police department's 2.5 hours of overtime, which is included in that number, was okayed. 18 hours of direct administrative costs associated with completing the paperwork for the storm for $694.47 was okayed. Vehicle emergency generator, ATV, use totaled $2,084.16. All will be reimbursable at 85%, and the above will be at 85%. That was $2,952.90. All the work that the firefighters did as far as their time is not reimbursable. Because we did not go over the allotted amount of money for them. There was no overtime involved in that. Also, my hours for the 14th and 15th is not reimbursable because I am a salaried employee. The money for the road agent under category A, which is debris removal, is still up in the air, and they have not confirmed whether or not any of that money is going to be reimbursed. But paperwork has been returned again, and I will keep the board informed with that. Also, we've updated our DUNS number, which is a number that we needed to have, and it was a long, drawn-out process.
And DUNS is an acronym for what?
It's a number that we actually use to accept money from FEMA and different places. This number has to be each year filed with the government as far as it goes. And for the longest time, our number was inactive because we had not been applying for any type of FEMA stuff as far as this goes. But it is back up and running again, and each year from now on, we will just reapply and reapply for the number as far as it goes. The department's 3 Class A pumpers have had their pump testing for the year. Engine 4 needs some pump work as it failed its primer test. All apparatuses are currently going through their fall inspections. Boat 1 had some minor engine repairs completed since our last update. 3 members of the department received a unit citation from the New Hampshire and Emergency Medical Service Committee of Merit on September 25th in Concord. That's why I wasn't at the last meeting. They were recognized for their efforts while performing an ice rescue with the airboat off of the east end of Rattlesnake Island on Lake Winnipesaukee on February 11th, 2017. These members were Lieutenant Christopher Morgan, paramedic Roswell Skip Galvin, and firefighter Kyle Williams. I have been working on completing the 2018 budget, and I'm waiting for a couple quotes as far as the 3 budgets that I'm responsible for. I've given Karen the disc that contains the town's all-hazard plan information, which was last updated in 2015. That's in reference to the red listed bridges. It gives further information that she can print out from there, instead of trying to take it out of the book that is bound and hard to photocopy. The Sodom Road Bridge was not listed as a bridge that was red listed then. Tuftonboro Neck was, and the New Road Bridge over the Melbourne River was.
Does that listing affect your abilities?
Yes.
So
Yes,
we need to be aware of that.
Now that the signs are up on Sodom Road Bridge, with the 15 tons, all of our Class A pumpers are well over the 15-ton limit. So we will get that information out to our members, obviously where they have to stop and come in from the other side, as well as our mutual aid partners from different towns that they cannot use that bridge. And make sure that everyone is notified in that case. The department has been notified by the state of New Hampshire that all camps in the town of Tuftonboro must be inspected by the fire department every year before receiving proper paperwork from the state to operate each year. In the past, we have been doing inspections anyways for life safety as much as we can. If we ran out of time before the end of the year, then it wasn't something that was required. It was something that we looked at the next year. However, now we need to complete all the inspections by June and make sure that each camp is receiving the life safety inspection no matter what.
Is that, what kind of time or expense are you talking about?
It's a matter of usually two of us. Each camp takes about a day to go through to make sure that they have proper fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and whatever buildings that are needed, any life safety stuff that is going on in the places.
To follow up on that, should that be a budget item? In your budget?
It's something that is covered by the personnel that is working, every
You're one step
every
ahead
day
of
as
us.
far as that goes. We're ahead of what the state was requesting because we were doing it anyways, as most as possible.
But you don't see any additional expense
No, it's just a matter of time. Do you have anything further with anything that I brought up, or do you have any?
Anybody have anything? Good. Anything else for us, sir?
I have nothing.
Congratulations to you, men.
Thank you very much.
We're all very fortunate.
I'm very proud of them.
Yeah.
Everything that they do.
Excuse me, did you want to ask some questions about the culverts and things for the bridges, for the hazard mitigation correspondence that was in the folder?
In here,
Yeah,
this is Union Wharf,
I must take a look.
and this is, I'm just reading a quote. It says, "Hi, Adam. One thing that was failed to mention was checking these items for town road mitigation plan. Is there sufficient backup data available to document culverts, road drainage, bank stabilizations, etc. as hazards?"
So which would have nothing to do with myself. I would have no.
Oh, right, that's what it says.
I would have no.
This is from whom?
Chris Fournier?
Oh, that was from me,
That's the LRPG
Yeah.
survey?
HEB.
So that's why I provided the red listed information on the all hazards plan. That's everything that I would have. Any cost associated with, which is probably a good thing that we go into this a little bit further because I do have a question in reference to a couple things for emergency management. Any cost that was associated with fixing bridges, culverts, all that stuff would be Jim Beam. He would have all of that information in past records and things. For future reference, however, if we run into another storm that we have had in the past, is there a spot that you want to look at in emergency management budget to put different repairs as far as